First things first, I want to say that I am a huge Insomniac Games fan. I think they do absolutely fantastic work, whether it be Sunset Overdrive or Ratchet and Clank. I was even a big fan of their games last generation, so I think that they're a fantastic developer. With that being said, a lot of times, many developers sell us on a vision or an idea of a game 1 year, and then they get downgraded. And this particularly is a bad problem with the PS4, because Sony tends to show games that are fake or quote-unquote in-engine, that are basically CGI, and then of course when they actually come out with the game, it's obviously going to be a downgrade, since CGI is going to look better than anything that the game could actually come out with. What's up, everybody? If you didn't know, this is Crapgamer, and this is Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. It means a lot to me. So a lot of people were talking about the obvious downgrade in Spider-Man from the PS4 on this year's E3 versus last year's. And last year's, we were told that that was in-game or in-engine footage, and then this year we see actual quote-unquote gameplay, and the gameplay looked good. I'm not saying that it looks bad. I'm just saying that this is a little bit worrying, that this is another game, sort of like Infamous Second Son, if you guys remember that fiasco, where the game looked like one thing during the E3, and then by the time it released, it looked a lot different. Again, not saying it looked horrible, but it just wasn't what we were sold at that E3. And this goes way back. You can go back to Killzone in the 2005, or Killzone 2 2005 E3, where Sony showed off what was supposedly Killzone 2 footage, and it was just nothing but CGI, because it didn't even have a PS3 up and running at that particular point. So it's something that Sony does quite often. It's nothing new. It's been going on for over a decade now. And another instance of this will be Death Stranding. There is absolutely no Death Stranding gameplay anywhere. So don't expect it to look as good as the CGI stuff that you guys saw before a couple of times. But anyway, going back to Spider-Man, I think the game still looks good. I just think that what we saw was a tremendously scripted portion of the game. And I think that this article that I'm reading, that has a side-by-side video comparison from Spider-Man E3 2016 versus Spider-Man E3 2017, shows pretty much a downgrade. I mean, it's hard to dispute the fact that this is a downgrade. People are going to claim that it's compression or whatever, but it's clear that they added this weird blur effect to compensate for something on this past year's versus last year's. And I think that it's very easy to see that it's definitely something that's changed. Same thing with Spider-Man's suit. It doesn't look as crisp or as clean as the one did last year. So it does look like it did have a downgrade. I'm not saying that the game's going to look horrible. I'm just saying that the game doesn't look like it did when we first saw it. And there's probably the possibility of there being even more of a downgrade by the time this thing releases. Again, I'm a big Insomniac fan, and this is a game that I'll be getting, but these things kind of happen, and this looks like one of those situations where we get promised something 1 year by Sony, and then by the time it actually releases, it's nothing like what we thought it would be. And it's a bit unfortunate, but this is the way Sony operates. And again, I will put this in the description so you guys can check it out. It's got a nice little side-by-side. Let me know what you think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps out the channel tremendously, and I would appreciate it. Rack 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crapgamer, out.